Hello and welcome to Quick Charge. I'm Mikey G, and it's Thursday, February 1st. A new report states that Tesla is going to build a small lithium iron phosphate battery factory with CATL machines in Nevada. According to a new report from Bloomberg, Tesla plans to build the small facility using idle equipment from CATL. Now, the fact that it will use machines from CATL is expected to enable Tesla to quickly bring it up to production. The production of these cells has been limited to China until recently, thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the sources for this story are not exactly clear. Bloomberg mentions people on some statements and a person on another. Also, it talks about the facility in Sparks, Nevada, where Tesla's Gigafactory Nevada is located and where it is currently expanding production to build the Tesla Semi and battery cells. But the report doesn't talk about the new facility being at Gigafactory Nevada or not. So we'll be watching to see what becomes of this story. After a Delaware judge's decision, which said that Elon Musk and members of the board misled investors concerning Musk's compensation package, now Elon Musk takes to Twitter to ask if Tesla should move its state of incorporation to Texas. Among other volleys typed into the platform, Musk alleges that the judge has taken the decision rights away from shareholders and also accused the decision of being politically motivated. Now, it's unsurprising that the poll, which can be voted on by anyone, not just Tesla shareholders, was overwhelmingly in favor of moving the incorporation. Elon has not spoken publicly about the governance issues that was brought up in the court case, which is something that some had hoped would be addressed. Now, not a whole lot is expected to change because the decision only forces shareholders to vote again on a compensation package, but one that is crafted following the rules of a public company and not presented to shareholders in a misleading way. Now, Tesla might move their paperwork to Texas as a result, but Delaware still has an attractive tax law and unique court system, which normally is quite favorable of companies in corporate legal cases. On Wednesday, the Norwegian Automobile Federation completed their biannual Electrek event that tests the range of dozens of popular EVs around the globe with various price brackets. While Tesla has dominated the last 4 years, 2024's winter edition saw a newcomer that not only delivered the most range in cold weather, but also came pretty close to their advertised range. Now, despite having 74 kilometers less of advertised range than the favored Tesla Model 3, the newcomer, the Hi-Fi Z, it bested the world's best-selling electric sedan by a whopping 81 kilometers in the test. Now, Hi-Fi as a company is not covered too much here on Quick Charge, or really at all, but we do have more articles detailing their brief adventures. Hi-Fi started in 2017 and makes luxury EVs with a starting price of around $114,000 for the Hi-Fi Z model that was covered here. Hyundai is set to launch a new EV brand as it looks to gain market share in China. The automaker is betting on custom EVs to ramp up sales in the region. According to a new report from the Korean Economic Daily, Hyundai is partnering with China's BAIC to launch the new brand. Although a report claimed that Hyundai would produce EVs under the Chinese automaker's ArcFox brand back in October, those plans have since fallen through over financing. But now, Hyundai will launch the tailor-made EV brand with BAIC. The project is codenamed OERE, and it comes as Hyundai looks to turn around slumping sales in China. Hyundai's market share has fallen from a peak of 7% back in 2017, now down to less than 1%. Taking a look at the land of the free and the home of the brave, Kia's EV9 is gaining momentum with over 1,400 handed over in January. China's BYD is selling millions of electric vehicles, famously outselling Tesla quite recently, and they have an enormous wave of success, but not many Europeans and practically no Americans have heard of the brand, much less trust it as a reliable car maker. But BYD has a plan. But it's not as sensational as this news recap show host would have hoped. Instead, it's dealers. BYD is partnering with vehicle dealers to showcase their cars. Reuters reports that the automaker is putting 5 models on sale in a German shop owned by Sternauto, which has exclusive rights to sell BYD in eastern Germany. BYD is also sticking to the auto show model to build up their reputation, and will be among just a handful of big-name automakers attending the Geneva Motor Show, which includes Renault, Dacia, BG, and Lucid. This traditional method of marketing flies in the face of disruptors like Tesla, or even other automakers which follow that pathway like Rivian. In other BYD news, the company has released several of their first images of the Yuan Up model. Expected to arrive with a price between $14,000 and $20,000 equivalent, the BYD Yuan Up has been making an affordable EV in China, which will be very attractive to other markets. Some bad news for Polestar, the EV makers having their funding revoked from Volvo, which is handing full responsibility for the brand over to China's Geely. After announcing the split yesterday, Volvo saw as much as a 30% jump in their shares, according to Bloomberg, and that's exactly what analysts were expecting. Volvo, which owns about 48% of Polestar, has been criticized by analysts for involvement with the brand, which they say is dragging down Volvo's resources. After EV startup Polestar was listed in the U.S. in 2022, it has continually relied on Volvo and Geely for funding to stay in the game. China's Geely, which is the parent company for both of them, is preparing to help out Polestar by redistributing shares, saying that it will fully support Polestar as an independent brand. As it stands, Polestar, which just announced plans to cut 15% of their workforce, they need $1 billion over the next year to stay afloat, according to analyst Bernstein, as reported by Automotive News Europe. In today's community comment found on YouTube, Carmen Experiment 5034 suggests Elon should appeal with Optimus as his lawyer. Would be solid marketing. Yes, I think that's a dynamite idea. Elon sitting there next to a Tesla bot powered by Grok AI, making arguments about shareholder rights and political motivations. Sounds like a sketch comedy show that I would totally watch. And by the way, thanks for watching Quick Charge. I'm Mikey G, and I hope you have a great day.